Hi everybody, it's only me here. I was going to do this as a one long video, but I think it's going to be far too long looking at the content that I've got. So I'm going to do this as 3 or 4 videos doing the different parts on how to do it. So, you know, I've already done the turret. Oh, I've also just done a cloth cover that I've worked out. Works really well. I'll do a video on it, I just haven't had a chance yet. It's by using umbrella fabric. Completely by chance, I broke my umbrella and realised that it didn't fray. So I use it on that and it really works. How to do the lower hole with the RA blocks, doing these properly at the right distances. I'm filling them, they've all got sinkholes. And then when I've done all that, I'm going to show you the tracks properly put on, how to put the sprockets on, also how to do the photo etch at the back and the log. And then I'll show you how to do the flag. I've not done a video on that. This works for any flag. I know it's Ukrainian flag, but any flag you can do the same way. This is piano wire, so you can sit on it. Normally I use plastic, but because it's had a flag on it, it's probably better. Yeah, so I'll do it that way. So I'll do a few videos. Hope it's not too boring, but I think it'd been too long otherwise. So yeah, so it's getting there. Not bad, sort of thing. I've got electrics put in now. It's not all put together yet, but it's in there. So it's a 7.1. And I'll show you what it's like when it's running. Look, have a lovely Saturday. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say was I've got the end pieces from Atrax to put into the end of the tracks, and it should look really cool. Yeah, so anyway, yep, have a nice evening, or wherever it is, wherever you are, and I will stick this video up in those different parts, and I'll see you soon. Thanks everyone, have a nice time. Hi all, I'm just doing the lower hole and making sure that the side plates are away and cut through. The best way to do it is just get your Dremel with a sanding disc. So your Dremel, and then you just run the sanding disc, and I've thinned them all out as well. If you can see, messed up 2 of them, which is a bit annoying, but I'm not feeling this. I'm just not feeling building this one. I don't know why. So I've thinned out all the edges anyway to make it look more scale thickness. And I won't put this out as a separate thing. I'll put this on the next video I do when I've completed all of it, so you can see what I've just done. But it just scales out the rubber plates a bit more, so it looks a bit more real. So a bit thick otherwise. There's one of my whoopsies. So a bit of milli putt, and then hopefully I can treat that afterwards. I did one just at the front here, but a lot of this will be covered up by the ERA, but I just don't like leaving it. But if you can see, it now looks like the side skirts that come away. So there's that. Anyway, so I've done that bit, and then the turret, I think the turret is virtually done. I put everything I need to. And I put the lens in, and also I've built up the vision block so I can put glass, well, you know, vision blocks in it, because otherwise it's just a gaping hole. You can get to it. I'm sorry, cut my finger with a scalpel. Right a minute. There we go. If you cut this through here, you could easily get to these, but I didn't want to do that because it means more work of detailing the inside. And like I said, I just want to get this done. So there's that. It's just built up with plastic card, so I can get some vision blocks in there. Something to put them in on. Yeah, so that's the turret done. And then I've separated out the side plate mouldings. There's moulding lines for it apart from here. They forget to put them on there for some stupid reason. Don't know why. So yeah. Anyway, that's that for a minute, and I will put this on a larger video when I complete it all. Here's the pliers that I use to bend all my stuff. There's some snips to cut it, some big flat nose pliers, some small flat nose pliers, and some rounded pliers, small pliers. You take the small flat nose pliers and you bend it to this like L shape, or I suppose R shape, that looks like this. And that's the outside edge of the mud flap. Then you put it onto the actual tank, and then you work out where the next bend's going to be,
and then you bend it at 90 degrees, so it's facing out towards the tank, maybe a little bit less than 90 degrees, so it looks like this. And then you take the bigger flat nose pliers with the grips and then bend it down the angle towards the hull, so it looks like this. Can you see it's slightly bent downwards? And if you can see the angle there, you can see it sticking up both sides. And this is both sides with it done. Then you measure out exactly where they are on the mud flap. So you get the bend right. That has to go down. It's got two little complex little bends. If you can see here, so it goes down and then bends up. And you need to measure that to work out the up bend. And it looks like this. And then you've got a little inside bend that you can see it goes back up on itself. So it's quite a complex little shape, but time and effort does it. It'll be fine. And if you can see, so it goes from the top of the torsion down and then to that little loop at the bottom. And it looks like this on the tank, which I think is a missing piece of detail. It's not even on the trumpeter ones. I'm just cutting these all apart, but not going all the way through. Just got this bar. I'm going to leave that like that, but then leave it so I can stick them down just a little bit wonky, so it just makes it look a little bit realistic. All right, and by slicing them up a bit, you see you can do this to them, make them look a little teeny bit more less uniform. So that's the wife, and then go out the kids. You see? So you can just make them a little bit less uniform. It looks a bit weird or uniform. And that's not much. And then if you cut the bricks through, you can see through them, which is more of what you want. So that's a little silly little thing to do to them. As you can see now, the blocks are a bit more or less uniform. They're a little bit wobbly, which is what I wanted. This is a problem. You put these on, you know, or the driver can't see out. If you look on the actual tanks, these blocks, whoops, these blocks are beveled. And they go right the way down, virtually to the mounting point. So it goes from here, and it goes all the way down, so that the driver can see out. I'm not really sure what use they are, because they can't have that much reactive armour in them. But that's what they do if you look. So what I've done is, so I can do that, because these are all hollow, I filled them out with a plastic sheet. So I filled up gaps so I can file it down to the right angle, which I'm going to do now. And I'll do that, and then I'll show you what I've done. So it looks like that. Then cut them through. But cut them through after you've done all this, or else otherwise it could go drastically wrong. And that goes there. And then if you look at the actual real tanks, that's how they do it. Those blocks are angled. I don't know how much use they are, but oh well, guess to find out. Right, that's it done. I won't lie, we're doing the turret. I bought another set of the ERA blocks. They're coming from AliExpress. To finish it off, because I used more on the top than I would have than the kit gave you. But I think it looks more convincing. And can you see what I mean about those blocks near the driver's... Oh, come on, focus. Near the driver's vision port. They have to be at that angle, and that's what it is on the real tank. That's how they see out. I've got to file this off a bit to make the port a bit bigger for the vision block, but you see, you can just about see out. I can feckle these a bit now they're on. Like I said, I cut them all through, and as you can see, they all look a bit wonky, and they don't all quite sit as flat as they should. So I can't do anything else, because I need these ones with the pins, and I've run out of them because I used them all on here, because it was just, they were single blocks, and I didn't have to fill them. But yeah, so here it is so far. I will put the rest of this up in the video when I do the actual video of the tank finished. I milled the light down. I think I've done a video on that, but if not, I might do one. So that makes it look more like a lens. And I might even make a lens up to put in here. This lens this side is infrared, so it's got black on it. A bit like this I've done on that one. So yeah.